Okay.
All right. Well, then I'm ready.
Good. So if you're ready, I guess we go.
It's all that matters.
That's really all that matters. Yes. This is due to Underwhelming Demand, the podcast with Dave, Rachel, and Forman. The podcast, by the way, that lives up to its name. We are incredibly underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And proud of it.
I found that with our lagging downloads. No, they're pretty consistent. It's just not going up.
Remember our motto, never overpromise and always attempt to under-deliver.
Well, okay. Under-promise and under-deliver?
No, I said no.
Don't overpromise. We learned that the hard way.
That's right. We've learned that the hard way. Anyway, this fine podcast is actually sponsored today.
Yes, we want to welcome back Calves for a Cause. They sponsored us last year, and it is Calves for a Cause time again. They've got their catalog out right now. The calves are for sale, and they have they have those up if you want to check out their Facebook page or their Instagram. Just check out Calves for a Cause on Facebook. But they have an event coming up in Oxford County in Woodstock, which is kind of cool. Not selling calves, but this is just an event with the Woodstock Minor Baseball Association. They're doing a house league ball tournament, and they're going to have an event planned all weekend, June 21st to 23rd. And if you go on the 22nd, the Saturday, they're going to have tons of activities for kids and families to participate. You can watch some baseball. Maybe your kids are playing baseball in that tournament that weekend. So they'll have lots going on. And it all raises money for Calves for a Cause. And that money goes to the Children's Health Foundation at London Health Sciences Center.
Wonderful. Glad to, we welcome them back. And go participate. If you live in the Woodstock area, even if you don't, go have some family fun, June 21st to 23rd, especially the 22nd. Right.
Well, they want you to know that, and the reason Calves for the Cause started is because they had a son, Daryl and Sarah Marcus have a son that spent a lot of time in the Children's Hospital. And so now they raise money for the Children's Health Foundation. So if your child lives in the Woodstock or Oxford County area, they would go to the Children's Hospital here in London. So this is the one that they're encouraging you to support. So
now it's all about family fun because they already were at the Canadian Dairy Expo in Woodstock earlier this spring, and they brought 40 top genetic calves and also 40 rare semen and embryos from top cows and even old rare dairy sales catalogs and a cow sculpture.
Cool.
Oh,
all right.
Wow. You may have to explain all of that.
I don't know what that means.
When you're older.
Cool.
When
you're older.
Thank you. Okay, good.
We'll have the talk one day.
Welcome back, Calves for a Cause.
Yes,
we'll have that
thank
talk.
you. And welcome back to Zoom, everybody.
Oh.
Is anybody using Zoom anymore?
No.
I use Zoom.
For what?
Yes.
For what?
Well, I didn't want to bring this up, but I have another podcast that I do. I cheat on you guys with another podcast.
Okay.
And we use Zoom to record. It's not as high tech as this one because we all have our own equipment at home. The other one, only I have equipment, and so Zoom it is. That's what we use.
I was blown away that the other week, as you may know, that my daughter Harley is involved in Ontario artistic swimming, and the provincial championships are coming up.
Oh, wow. Where's that at?
Ottawa.
Oh, you get to go home. Oh. That's nice, Forman. Oh, good. Yeah,
get to go see my mom's microwave.
Yeah.
Great.
And Windsor the horse.
We have more from your mom, so wait till the end of the show. If that's there's a teaser for you. Yeah. More from Forman's mom. I can't wait
about that. But we had a parents' meeting over Zoom just to go over for everyone on the swim team about schedule and expectations and things. It's fine. Good to be prepared.
Right.
But half of the conversation seemed to be, oh, I don't know how to do that. Or, oh, can you make me the host? Yeah, but I'm not sure. Does anyone know how to do that on Zoom? I use Teams. Yeah, I'm a Teams girl. Yeah, we use Teams for my job because, Teams is what people use. And Zoom is only what we used to use in the pandemic. So why we're still using Zoom, I don't understand.
I guess we use Google because, as you may know, that I am the vice president of our Home and School Association.
The vice president?
No, you're the vice president?
God.
I didn't know
that. You guys, it's escalated. It's ridiculous. I'm the vice president, not by choice, but it's fine. We have a great team of
By
people.
force, by peer pressure.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
it's been okay because we have really good executive committee, and of which I am one. So we
You
use
have to say
Google,
that.
Google Meet,
Meet.
Google Meet. That's
Sure.
what we have.
Yeah,
Okay. All
that's-
right.
Yeah, so we don't
fine.
use Zoom for that either.
No.
Maybe it's because Zoom times out. Zoom only has a certain. You get 40 minutes and that's it. Is
Could be.
Teams unlimited?
I
don't know.
guess. I mean, well,
Maybe.
if you have it as part of your corporation, you're paying for Outlook, you're paying and Teams and all those
Sure.
programs and PowerPoint and Word and all that anyway. So
Right.
yeah, it's already included. Everyone's using Teams.
Everyone's using Teams now.
I think we were all the same though. No one had ever heard of Zoom
No.
until the pandemic, and then Zoom became this thing. Everybody.
Was it a
everybody-
thing before the pandemic, or was it created for the pandemic? I
have
don't
no
even know.
idea.
I
But
think
don't-
it existed, but it really took off and really.
Yes.
I mean,
Right.
talk about fumbling the ball, Skype.
Yeah,
No kidding.
really dropped the ball on that.
Yeah,
one.
what happened
That's
there?
true.
I don't know.
I don't know.
They had
Anyway.
they had the market cornered before that.
Yeah, well, none of us had ever heard of Zoom, and then Zoom was this thing,
Yeah.
and then we all got really zoomed out. I think. I
We
mean,
really did.
I was,
Yeah.
I was over zoomed. I
Yeah.
hated being zoomed.
I felt like we were zooming just to zoom to do something.
Yeah.
You know.
And
Like,
I
we
was
were
actually
zooming for no
looking it up
reason.
now. No, this is 2024 at the time of this recording.
Yeah.
I hope
Yes.
you didn't invest in Zoom. That's all.
Well,
Because
I mean, you probably did well over the pandemic.
You did,
Yeah.
as long as you got out during the pandemic,
Yeah.
because I found a quote that says, from its peak value of $159 billion,
Wow.
in October 2020, it has now dwindled to $20 billion in 2024. So it's still
That's-
worth $20 billion,
I don't know how.
but it's
It was
not
a-
$160 billion.
Wow.
Whoa.
Oof.
Lost
Whoa.
140
Ouch.
billion.
Whoa.
Because we're using Teams. People have jobs. You're
People were
using Teams.
using, yeah,
And
we're using
Teams has a lot of.
I know
uh,
Jeremy uses Teams for work. That's what he
Exactly.
uses. Yeah.
I always did in Halifax for sure. Everything's
Mhm.
Teams, and they have great features like you can blur the background. which
You
is
can do
handy.
that on Zoom.
Okay.
You can.
Why do we need
Yeah.
to blur backgrounds?
That's a story for
Well-
another time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But
Alright.
you can also there's filters.
What's going on in the
Maybe
background?
this should be a lesson to everyone to
Yes.
always blur your background
Yeah, I s-
At some point, I'll be
Yes.
allowed to talk about that. But anyway,
or
you-
have the
there's also-
camera face a wall.
yes. But they also have filters, which I think I don't have Teams up right now because we
Mm.
use a different program for this podcast. But it's like sponsored by Maybelline, where it basically can put your makeup on for you as a filter, so you don't really have to do a lot of makeup.
Oh.
Okay, well,
Oh.
Zoom has like an enhance your look or something, enhance you. And
Yeah.
You could click on it, and
Sure.
I'm like, yes, please, enhance me, thank you.
Yeah.
And
But
so
don't
I
you have
do.
to be?
But I don't
you-
think it does makeup. No.
Don't you have to be careful with that? Don't you remember that guy,
Yeah.
that meeting that he had, like that was like some sort of, he was a politician or something.
And he
or
was a
whatever it
cat.
was. He was the cat the whole time. He couldn't figure out.
You can't do that.
You remember
That's
that?
Kids Messenger. Come on.
That's Kids Messenger. Yeah.
That's still one of
I
the
can't
best
figure
videos.
out how to get it off.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
One of the best
I mean,
videos
you would have
ever.
to be careful to not
Yeah.
move your head too much or your eyebrows or over to the left. And,
That's very true. Anyway,
I know
gosh, that's so
Google
funny.
lets you do stuff like that too, but someone in my life who mostly works remotely does use these filters quite often in
Uh-huh.
Teams.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
okay.
good.
All right.
Mhm.
All right.
Are they
And-
obvious or are
No,
like,
you know what? They're quite subtle. So
Okay, good.
you can
I
just
would use
kinda-
that then. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. It looks
Yes,
great.
enhance my appearance.
You wouldn't know it was fake. You really wouldn't.
Okay.
Other than, keep in mind, she's using these filter enhancements for her image on Teams with her coworkers, right?
Right.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
signs on the other day, and even I overheard it with several women who were on this call. And right away, one of them says, "Oh no, are you sick?"
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Did she forget to turn the filter on?
She was not sick. She was still using the filter.
Oh,
She
And
was.
all she could say was, "Nope, that's just how I look."
Oh no. But honestly, you don't say that to somebody. That saying that to someone is like saying, "Are you pregnant?" You don't say they're pregnant. They could be giving birth on the floor beside me, and I'm just going to be like, "You okay?
I
What's
agree
going
with-
on?"
I agree with
Like,
you on
I'm
the
not saying anything.
on the pregnant thing, but
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. on
I
the
don't
pregnant
think it's
thing,
as extreme as the pregnant
Well,
thing.
you don't. Oh, you look terrible. Are you sick? No, you don't say that to someone. That's
Well,
not
yeah, but
very
that's-
nice.
But that's one of those subtle
concerned
ways
about
of
your
saying you
well-being.
don't look good is by saying, "Hey, are you not feeling well?"
Oh, what's wrong?
Yeah, but we
Nothing,
know
why?
that that's a subtle way of saying you don't look good. Like, that's not subtle.
Uh-huh.
Like,
But
I
they
get
might
that.
just be concerned for her well-being. They
Yeah, it could
care
be.
for this person.
I guess. I mean,
Exactly. And
sure.
with that in mind,
Was she
Rachel,
offended?
how are you feeling?
Okay, that's enough. I've enhanced my image. Thank you.
Ooh. Collar pull.
You guys can do the rest of it alone.
And that's how the phrase "I hate you guys" was born.
Yeah,
We used to say that in person.
Yeah, that's right.
This is due to Underwhelming Demand with Dave, Rachel, and Forman, the podcast that's like the government at the end of April. It's taxing.
Yes, really
It's
is.
a rim shot. There.
I had to
Thank
pay
you.
a lot
Thank
this
you.
year. I didn't like that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
I believe I'm running out of material. I think I may have.
There's no more comparisons you can make. You can't compare this
No.
podcast to anything else.
We're
Well,
gonna have to. You're gonna have to
maybe.
submit your comparisons because
Maybe I
we
should
need
write
some
a.
suggestions.
I wish I'd saved all of these. I could put out a book.
Yes,
Put a little book out. Anyway,
due to how
like a
like a
underwhelming
good
demand
thick
is like.
coffee table book
Yeah,
with a hardcover, thick pages.
you can sell that in our non-existent merch store.
Yeah, that's right. You can. I want to talk about something my teenage daughter said the other day.
Oh,
And
good. Something to connect us to the youths.
The
youths.
The youths.
I feel like I
Yes.
used to be a youth, and I still feel like one. But then
But you're not.
I don't know. Yeah,
But
I
you're
have a lot
not.
of thoughts on that. But you go ahead first.
But you're not.
No, I know I'm not. I know.
Anyway,
It's sad.
and this is how you know you're not, because you
Oh,
guys might have this conversation at some point
Mhm.
with your daughters once they reach a certain age. So, my daughter is 17 going on 20.
Uh-huh.
And
Mhm. Sounds
we
right.
were having our usual dinner conversation, and which usually involves, how are your marks? What's going on at school? And and that's usually
Good.
mom going,
Fine.
going, what do I expect with midterms? When are you doing this? Have you cleaned your room? Those are the conversations we have a lot.
I'm sure
Mhm.
she
Room
loves
cleaned.
that.
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah.
your daughter loves
She
all
loves-
those conversations and
But
looks
every-
forward to them nightly.
That's right. But every so often we get past that, and the conversation will get steered in certain directions. And my daughter the other night said, I think to her mother more so than me. She just sort of piped up and said, I can't imagine you, Mom, having fun like I do. And
Okay.
that took me, and I just said, what do you mean by that?
Can't imagine you having fun.
Uh-huh.
Like
A
I do.
blanket
Now,
statement.
here's what my
Yeah.
daughter likes to do with her friends, and this was before she started driving herself, but I
Mm.
think they still do it. She would get a friend would drive her. She would say to us, "Well, one of the girls I work with can drive me home from work. Perfect. We're going to bed. Let yourself in. We're going to bed." And they would sit in the driveway after they would pull in. They'd sit in the driveway and then listen to music. And they get on
Okay.
Spotify and they go
Sure.
back and forth and they listen to music while they're in the car.
Mhm.
I said, well, what do you mean by that? She goes, well, I can't imagine Mom sitting in a car with her friends having fun listening to music. And so
What did
Janice says,
Janice say?
Janice says, well, I had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Hey
don't
now,
think
sure.
I don't think
slow
we
your
did-
roll,
Yeah,
kid.
I don't
We've
think we-
had fun
yeah,
with her
yeah,
at your
fun.
house while Charlotte's been alive.
Yes, that's
Yes,
right.
yeah.
Yes, yeah. Usually when she's asleep.
Right.
She
So she doesn't know. She
Yeah.
never saw
And
it.
She goes, I had fun. I don't think that we sat in cars and listened to music like that, but I did fun things. She goes, no, I just can't. I can't imagine you doing fun things. And then
Mhm.
I thought about that afterwards, and I thought, I think there was a point in my life where I looked at my parents and went,
Yeah.
yeah, they
Oh,
never
yeah.
had fun.
I'm pretty sure when
they
I-
never had fun.
When I was 17, I didn't think my mom ever had fun either.
No,
No.
I
Of
didn't.
course not.
I remember
No.
my dad would yell at me to turn the music down, and I thought to myself, I bet you never listened to music. And then it
You don't
occurred to
know.
me, yeah, you don't know. And then it occurred to me afterwards, yeah, he did listen to music, just not the same music that I liked.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It wasn't the same.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Well, I
that,
don't think I don't know if I ever thought my parents had fun either.
Yeah.
Because when you're a kid, you know, the whole world revolves around you. It doesn't
Mm.
even ever even occur to you that your parents had a whole life before you were born until maybe the
True.
world stops revolving around just you when you're, I don't know, 23-ish.
yes.
Like
Yeah.
you're
Whatever,
pretty
somewhere in there.
self-absorbed until your
Right.
20s as you kind of grow out of it. And then you're like, oh, now that I'm 40, it dawns on me, oh, my parents have had whole lives before me. And I'm 40. It's
Yes.
been 40 years. But to my kids think that this is how I've always been.
Uh-huh.
They're like, oh, this is you and
Doesn't-
this is it.
Doesn't that bother you?
A little bit, but what am I going to do about it? I mean,
I think
I
that's
don't
a
know.
good thing. They don't need to know what
In
we
some
used to
cases,
do.
yeah.
They
In
don't
some-
need to know how irresponsible I
No.
was,
Yes,
how
that's
dumb I
right.
was,
Yeah, that's
how
right.
dumb I
dumb I
still
was. Oh, yeah.
am.
We don't tell any of that stuff. But
No.
but then
Your
hand
kids
in-
have no concept
No,
of
they
you
don't.
having any other life
No.
or
No.
being of any other use other than to serve them
Exactly.
in
Good
their
point.
life.
I mean,
They
when
don't have a clue.
100% of their conversations with you are about, did you get good grades and things
about
like
them.
that? Did
All
you
your-
clean
You
your
know what?
room? That's
Yes.
not helping, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
They don't ask about you. Do
No.
they care about
But-
your job? No.
No.
But then going hand in hand with that, we've also had this same conversation, but it's a little different than that one, but they're kind of tied in. So I don't think you ever had fun. But then when your kid reaches the age where they realize where they came from and how they came to be, then you end up having that conversation.
Like how they
which
were
is
made?
like, yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
We-
you've done that though, right? Your daughter's 17.
Oh, we've had the
Okay.
conversation. Yeah, no. You have that conversation with you, explain how
Yeah.
that stuff works. But
Mhm.
it takes a little while before the realization kicks in with kids where they go, ew.
Mhm.
Yes. I had to tell Julia
Ew.
what sex was recently.
Ew.
Like, very frankly, I said, this is what happens. And she looked at me like, what the? And I'm like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
that's
well,
what
That, my
happened.
dear,
Yeah.
was the last
Yeah.
time Mommy and Daddy ever had fun.
exactly right. That was when we had This is due to underwhelming demand with Dave, Rachel, and Forman, the podcast that makes you stop and think there must be a better way to spend my time.
But we appreciate you being here. Yeah.
Do we ever?
In
Yeah.
the age where everybody has a podcast, why did I decide on this one?
Why did I pick this one?
Don't spend a whole lot of time on that.
No.
All right. Well, I've been wasting a lot of time lately shopping online.
Whoop.
Good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
See,
Nice
I'm
one.
getting
Thank you.
better.
Yeah,
Getting
you're
better.
getting better.
Yeah. I'm bored lately, so I have to shop online. And I don't have time to go out. I'm bored, but I'm just working all the time. Anyway.
What if you didn't shop online so much? That would free up time for you to go out.
Right. Well, that's a catch-22.
There's-
isn't it,
Don't spend
Forman?
too much time on that one.
There is a
Yeah.
there is a point there.
That's true. That's true. It's usually at 10 p.m. though when I'm like, oh, what could I buy on Amazon? Anyway, so I was
Okay.
looking on Amazon and I came across a pair of shorts. I don't even know how I got into this. I wasn't going to buy these shorts. I was just looking at them. I'm like, oh, that's a decent pair of shorts. So
Mhm.
I'm looking at them and I don't even know. It's by a company called Balif. I don't know. Anyway, so at the bottom, you swipe through the pictures and it says these shorts have a high elastic waistband, ding, 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 for moms, compatible with all body shapes. Now, I don't know if you guys as men have heard of, women's different body shapes for women. They like to call
I've
them.
noticed a
you've-
few, yes.
Yeah, you've had the apple and the pear. You've got a diamond shape or an hourglass shape.
Oh,
or
like that,
I
okay.
see.
You have,
I
you know,
see.
Because
I see
women
what
have
you're getting
different
at.
body shapes, and I
Sure.
feel like it's so much easier for men to buy clothes because you're just straight up and down, and that's it. Like you got one
Well, not
one
entirely.
style, and
Not
that's
entirely, but
okay.
it's easy to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a sort of for us well, not once you get to a certain age, small is out of the question. It's like medium, large, XL, XXL. It's easy,
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
kind of.
You guys may recall the
Well-
last time we discussed any of us purchasing shorts on our show on the radio. It
Right.
was me, where I found ones I really liked, and then I bought like
At
7
Winners?
of them
I
of the
know.
same short in all different colors.
Still got those?
I still do.
Yeah.
They're
They're a little tight
a
now.
little tight fitting at the moment.
Snugger. Yeah.
That was a
I-
long time
I got-
ago.
I got
That
some
was
of
at least
those
5
too.
years ago, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I've got some of those too.
But
Yeah.
yes, to your point, that's how we buy. That one fit. All right, let's buy
You
every
buy-
color.
Well,
That's
I
right.
mean, yeah, I do
Done.
that too.
Done.
That's my
Easy.
entire shorts wardrobe is
Yep.
those.
Yep.
All right. Well, these shorts here, and I did take a picture, so I will post this, but I don't know if you can see. That's what they look like if you're watching the video. Okay. Because I posted this.
Okay.
And one of the body shapes it goes through here. It works with body shapes: pear, apple, hourglass, diamond, and potato. Potato was a body shape,
Okay.
which
Potato.
is equally offensive and hilarious at the same time.
Well,
Because
I love when
nobody-
someone is able to pull that off.
nobody calls any body shape like when you're looking. So you, as women, you can look online and say this type of outfit or this style of pant is good for this body type or whatever.
Mhm.
Right?
Sure.
Nobody ever uses the body type potato. Nobody. That's never in my 40 years have
You
I
would
ever
refer
seen.
yourself
Yeah.
as, I'm more of a potato.
Yeah, and so
I'm
I
more
thought,
of a
is
Samantha
this
and a potato.
Yeah.
a Samantha potato? Samantha's not a
Wow.
potato, I don't
Nope.
think. I thought, is this like a sign that I am the potato? Like, am I seeing this?
Am I the
Am
potato?
I the potato? I could be, I
Wow.
guess. I mean, that's whatever.
Wha-
But a potato is just such a I mean, they're kind of making it an oval here in this picture, and you can't really see it. It's at the bottom there. And
Oh, yeah. You got
I've,
it circled
right.
there.
they've kind
Well,
of
who
made
wants
it
to
a.
be an apple
but
while we're at it? Isn't that just a blob? Like an
An
apple's
apple-
just round.
It's big on top and then skinny on the bottom.
Oh,
like
I
skinny
see.
little legs, maybe.
Oh, okay.
A pear is like you've got bigger hips and smaller on top. Hourglass is like you kind of go in at the middle, right?
Mhm.
And then diamond is kind of big on top in the middle, and then skinny. You get skinny little legs.
But
A
potato is
potato,
just
though,
your,
I feel like is just an oblong, non-symmetrical blob. Like, that's not even a regular shape because
that makes
potatoes
me,
are.
he was a bulging man wearing a blue leisure suit.
yeah, that's right. I mean,
I don't even know who made. Anyway, this is clearly from not a country that I think speaks English, and I think it's
Oh.
shipping. I think it's on a long boat from somewhere else.
Oh,
You-
okay.
You know, where Amazon, they have different companies from different countries. So I think
Yeah.
I think they just took it and decided potato. We're gonna add potato here. That's a body type, right? No, it's not. Nobody. Well, people might be potatoes, but we don't call them that.
What do
Well,
we call them then?
Oh, yeah. What
You
do
just
see?
say-
The thing is, like,
I don't know.
I don't
You're
really
curvy.
feel
That's what they say. Curvy.
curvy.
what
I
they
feel
say.
like this is a really this entire topic is something that through my experience
Mm.
in life, and I've had a little bit more than you guys. Maybe
How much
maybe-
more?
Maybe a lot more than you guys. This is a topic that I really
Are you
don't-
one? Are
I-
you two?
Yeah.
Are you three?
This
No.
podcast isn't that long. Right?
No, you don't want to go there. I just don't think this is something that I want to even comment on. I
Oh,
just
okay,
really,
yeah.
I've learned that would be.
Keep
You
your
know,
mouth shut is the best answer for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
You're not going to
However,
win with this topic.
Well, maybe not, but
Mhm.
I go back to what you said at the beginning, which I don't know who decided to come up with the shape called potato, but the fact that you
Nobody
found it,
did. It was
that you
just this
found-
company, and
that
they
you
put it on
found-
their ad.
You found it offensive and funny and hilariously funny at the same time.
Yes,
That's all you can ask for, I think.
I
If
guess
you can-
so.
If you can pull that
Because
off.
who's going to be like, well, I'm definitely. I mean, I guess I would. I'm definitely the potato. I think
Are
I
you?
can say
I don't.
that.
I have no comment on that. I have
comment.
no camera. No,
Well, I
that's
don't
not
know.
a win for me.
I think everybody, yeah, it's offensive. And listen, I posted it on my own social media, and then some people were highly offended, and some people thought it was funny. I think it's both. I think
You
it's
posted something on Facebook, and some of the commenters were highly offended.
yeah.
What a surprise.
It got mixed reviews, calling
What a
women's
surprise.
bodies potatoes.
Yeah.
It got mixed reviews.
Yeah. Well, you recall the whole manatee gray thing that we went through.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
gosh.
Yeah.
That was probably nobody else remembers that, but we got so much crap for that.
Well,
That
I
was-
did
that was
because
like
I went
10 years ago on the radio.
again. That's something that probably I think it turned out it was a good idea, bad idea. Was it a good idea or bad idea for Target?
Right, it
To-
was Target.
It was Target
Yeah,
who did
okay.
it to call one of their I don't know was it a
dress
It
or
dress?
was a
something.
dress or something, because the regular sizes were called heather gray, and then the plus
Plus
sizes
size.
were called manatee gray, but it was the same color.
Does the manatee gray dress come in potato?
Well, that is for that shape.
Foreman
I
said
think.
that. I didn't say that. Anyway, I
I'm
think
merely asking questions.
Yeah, I think I weighed on the middle of when we went through the whole good idea, bad idea, because people
Yeah.
were so offended by that.
Yeah.
And, you
Yeah.
know, they took it off and they changed it and they apologized.
Yes.
But my point about the whole thing was I didn't, and I think you kind of took a sort of, you were I don't know that you were overly offended, but you thought somebody really screwed up.
Yeah, it's not a
and-
great idea. No.
No, but
No.
I didn't, and a lot of people were really mad at Target or
Right.
somebody at Target.
Of
And
course.
I weighed in. I thought that somebody just let that one. Somehow they missed it. Somebody decided we're going to
Somebody
do this.
okayed it somewhere.
Yeah. What color is that? Well, it's manatee gray.
Mhm.
Man, you know, they weren't clearly thinking it through.
No.
That was my argument. I thought Target
Yes.
wouldn't do that on purpose.
Right.
Target
Yeah.
would never want to do that on purpose.
Well, I don't
And-
think so.
And then I remember one woman emailed us or maybe they texted. I
Oh,
don't
she
know.
was so
She
mad
was
at us.
so mad at me.
Yes, yes.
And I was like, really? You
Yeah.
really think
Like, we didn't even do it.
no, it was
It
Target.
wasn't our fault.
Wasn't
No.
me. I didn't do
But
it.
we were making light of it because what else are you going to do? Right? That's why I
Well-
find this potato thing equally hilarious and offensive at the same time.
Well,
and you have to
then-
make light of it. What else are you
no,
going to do?
I think if you
You can't go
manage
around
to-
being offended by everything.
No.
if you can offend and make people laugh while doing it,
Yeah.
win-win.
Have at it.
Win-win.
That's how we live our lives.
This is due to Underwhelming Demand, the podcast with Dave, Rachel, and Forman. We're at the point of in the podcast, if you're still with us,
Yeah.
where we're gonna read some of your correspondence with us, but also we beg for sponsors. Thank you again to Calves for a Cause, who are back on, and we appreciate your sponsorship of our podcast. But
Yes.
if you would like to sponsor us, we have, as Rachel likes to say, we've got what is it? We've got something in every
Prices for
budget.
everybody.
That's right.
Prices for every budget. Yeah.
That's
I'm
right. Plenty of
considering,
free
I wonder
parking.
if we should add one for just social media too, because we've got thousands of people on social media who follow us too. So maybe that might
For
be
sure, yeah. If you want
If
to
you'd
see
be
how
interested
well
in
it
that,
works,
that might.
Oh,
just
yeah.
go Saturday the 22nd to the Woodstock Minor Baseball Association's House League Ball Tournament and see how many people are there for the Family Fun Day.
There we go.
For Calves for a
works.
Cause.
There we go.
Yes, which is
Exactly.
raising
All right.
money for the Children's Health Foundation, by the way. You
Mm-hmm.
can email us anytime for sponsorship info, or if you want to just send us an email, because we love getting those. We love reading those. DaveRachelForman@gmail.com. And stop using our email to sign up for things, because we're getting all this spam now. Just stop it.
Might
Stop
be
it.
because
Stop
the
it.
Stop it.
email is published everywhere. and
Well,
it's
I know,
easy
I
for
know.
people
Yeah.
to just grab.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Here's-
DaveRachelForman@gmail.com.
Yeah, please.
What do you got, Dave?
Well, I got an email from Brian. Brian says, I'm a little behind. This podcast was a few weeks ago now. My parents love curling so much.
Mm.
Yeah, we did talk about curling.
Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
get curling. I've never got.
Jeremy
some
loves curling.
curling. I don't
Yeah, he
understand
loves it.
anybody. Anyway, it's always on TV at their house. They go all over to watch it.
Hmm.
They went to the Winter Olympics in Vancouver years back.
Wow.
They were at the games in Sydney you were talking
Oh.
about.
Wow.
And right now they're somewhere in Europe watching curling.
Wow.
They
Good for them.
actually, he says they actually were in a Twitter post picture.
Oh.
And it's not the first time they've gone overseas to follow Canadian curling teams. Whoa. That
Okay,
Incredible.
blows my mind.
I mean,
Blows
that's
my
kind of a
mind.
cool hobby to travel and do that. I like that.
Traveling is
Sure.
okay. Traveling to
I don't need
you
to
know,
sit and watch a
wha-
whole curling.
why are
thing.
you in Paris?
Spiel? Is that what
Are
it is?
you here to see the Eiffel Tower? No, we're going to watch curling.
You're riveting.
Oh, okay.
I mean, one
Have
is
fun.
fine. I could do one, but that's it. Yeah, I don't need
It's
to
a
be
good
there.
way to grab a nap in every country of the world.
There you go. There you go. That's the way to do it. All right.
Okay, well, I have an email here from someone we love hearing from, and her name is Forman's mom. Now, she's emailing us because...
What is this, Amazon Messenger in 2005, where everybody changed their display name to Foreman's mom? What
Foreman's
is this?
Someone did that.
Foreman's mom.
Everybody.
What? All
did.
your friends?
Mhm.
And they
Foreman's
changed their
mom.
display name to Foreman's mom.
Haha, funny joke. Still not thinking about it, guys.
Okay.
Foreman's mom.
Her name is Kathy, and she's the best. And I think this is where Forman must have gotten his humor from, because she's funny. So we
You
were
keep
talking
pumping her
about
tires.
yes, because I love it. I love it. And so we were talking about Forman and his tin foil hat issue with the microwaves because
Yes,
he
of
won't
course. So
have a
she sent us
microwave.
she sent an email and explained she watched the whole thing.
about how microwaves are
Yes.
actually not that bad.
Exactly.
They're not as bad as Forman thinks. So he doesn't get the tinfoil hat thing from his mom, only the humor. So she writes us again. She says, "Dear Dave, Rachel, and Forman, aka Forman, Andrew, because your name's Andrew. Contrary to Forman's fears that his mom is exposing everyone to possible leaks from an old microwave, please see attached proof of purchase from 2017. Love you, Andrew, Mom." And she sent a photo of a receipt from Canadian Tire where she purchased a microwave for $219
Oh wow.
in 2017.
expensive.
So
Good
it's
one.
not
That's a
very
good one.
old.
That's a good microwave.
Right. So the one
217.
from before I was born lasted until 2017, eh?
My mom has one of those too, and she still
Yeah.
has it, and it still works. It's older than I am. I swear to God.
Ask Kathy will prepare and cook you a whole batch of mashed potatoes. She's just going to cook them in the microwave for 30 minutes first. 30 in a microwave.
Calm down. Calm down. Foreman.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, don't go too close to it with your hat on, okay?
Thank you, Foreman's mom, for the email. Please continue sending emails.
Send us baby pictures, anything.
I'm going to change my...
I will take anything.
I'm going to see if I can sign up for foreman'smom@gmail.com. Let
Oh
me
my
see if I
God,
can get
yes,
that.
please.
It's
You might
probably
wanna-
taken.
Do it with her,
I
like
want
connect
that
with her. Yeah. All right, Foreman, do you have anything to contribute today? All right.
Do I? Yeah.
Moving on. Because your mom steals the show every week.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Melissa has a question about our time previously on the doing a live podcast 5 days a week in the morning.
Oh, yeah, the radio thing.
Yes.
Live podcast. Okay,
Sure.
yeah.
That thing.
Melissa said, I just listened to this week's episode, and I have to ask, when you
Mm.
guys are on the radio and Dave and Rachel asked me, Forman, to pick a caller number to play a game, you always picked 7 and laughed.
Yes.
Was
We
that
explained-
a stick it to the man because they actually wanted caller 93, or was it some inside joke between you
It
all?
was an
Because
inside
with
joke.
Leanne and TJ now, they always say caller 93 no matter what it is.
No,
Do they?
No, you
God,
never
that's
want
a
to
lot of people to get through.
Don't
You-
do
we didn't
caller
wanna-
90. That takes forever.
We
Yeah,
had
it
a
does take
contest
forever.
like that for a
It takes
time,
like
I
20
remember.
minutes to get
We
through
were
all those
giving away
people.
money, and it was caller 93. It's like, it was
Yeah.
like 45 minutes
Yes,
Oh,
when
it
you
took
answered
forever.
93 phone calls.
Because then we
Yeah.
had to
What
stop
caller
and
am
do
I?
a show and then
Yeah.
keep
What
answering
caller am
calls.
I? Number 45. What
Yeah.
caller am I? 46.
Bye. Okay. Then,
And
And
yeah.
fun
No.
fact, if someone
too much.
says something like caller 93 and then plays one song and then they come back with the 93rd caller,
They're
guess
lying
what didn't
to
happen?
you. They lied to you.
Well, you can't get
anyway,
through 93 people.
Let me explain that.
No,
but
That-
we did do 7, and
Yeah,
I don't
there's a
remember
reason.
how that
Well,
started.
there's a reason because 7's the common number. 7's
It's a
either
lucky
a
number.
lucky number,
Lucky
Yeah.
or
number, yeah.
whatever.
Sure.
So, radio guys who do will take lucky caller 7 at whatever, whatever the phone number was. So I think off the air to you guys, this was one, it was just a little, I can be very, it's like, how you have two lights that turn on the same two light switches to turn on the same thing. I hate it when I push it down to turn it on. I always want
Right.
to push it up.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people
Okay.
that's
Insufferable.
particular about little things like that. I get it. It's really, and so I think I said to you guys off the air, I don't ever want to ask for caller 7. I'm not ever asking for caller 7 because of that whole lucky caller 7. Caller 7.
I don't remember.
Caller
that.
7. Whenever I would just say, don't do 7. I don't want to do 7. I never want to do 7. So then we would offer it up. I think Forman one time.
Then
I think
Forman
you
enters
did-
the chat.
Yeah, so Rachel will go caller 6, caller 9, and
I would just mix it up.
I would do caller 4 or whatever. And then one time I think we went Forman, and Forman went 7, just to
fuck
piss
with
me
you.
off, right? Just to piss me off. So then it became a thing, and then we did have a lot of fun with that. And I think
every time it was like, gee, should I come up with a number? Should I ask Rachel? Or you know what? Maybe I'll ask Forman. I think he's got a different number in store for today.
Yeah.
Yes,
And he would always do the same thing. And
people would get mad. Why does he
people would
always
get mad
pick
at us.
7? He shouldn't pick 7
why,
anymore.
Why do you even
Mix it
ask
up.
him? It's always
Don't
7.
ask him. Yeah.
Stop
people get mad.
asking him.
I
But that was the
forgot how
whole
that
point.
started. I didn't really remember.
That was the whole point.
Yeah.
And I know it's like beating a dead horse. Sorry about that, Forman. But I love a
think
joke.
he's the
I
one
love
you have
a
to
joke like
apologize
that.
to.
I always love an inside joke like that. It doesn't have to be inside.
No.
It's just keep doing it.
It's a running dumb joke.
Yeah, it's just a running gag that we
Yeah.
did, and it used to piss people off. Imagine being pissed off by that. I mean, I don't even really.
Oh wow, people get
I
mad
know.
about the dumbest things.
I know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we would
thank
hear
you for
about it.
writing that.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten
That's
all
funny.
about caller 7. I love.
So did I. Yeah.
I love them. I love.
Well, we've said often too as a running joke, you can always send us a voice memo since we can't take your live phone calls necessarily
Right.
like we used to.
That's not
Right.
a joke though. You literally can.
No,
Yes, you
and
can.
we love getting voice memos. Primarily 100% of the time so far have come from Scotty
Mhm.
till this week.
Oh,
we
we have a
do.
new one.
We do actually have one from Scotty to share,
Okay.
which
Great.
none of us have listened to.
No,
But we
haven't.
have another one from Jen. I'm going to say your last name wrong. It's hyphenated. Grosvald Keenan.
Okay.
Grovald
All right.
Keenan.
All right, let's hear it.
Thank you, Jen. There's 2 here, so I don't know if they both came at the same day, same time.
Okay.
So I guess
We'll
we'll
see.
see what number 1 is like.
Sure.
I'm listening to Forman absolutely rant about this indoor playground and its policies and procedures. Foreman, I'm going to tell you, I am one of those owners that you are hating on. My husband and I own a service-based business, and we've been operating for about 1.5 years now. We're very successful. We're very busy and always booked out. And I've been pretty relaxed about it. And, I take people at face value, and we try to have good relationships with our customers. However, we recently had one, and this is about one customer in about 150 that we've had over the last 1.5 years.
Mhm.
One customer who has caused me to completely and totally revamp our policies and procedures.
Whoa.
Okay. Must
Oh.
be part 2.
Part 2.
We now have written procedures, written policies. My husband has a checklist sheet that he's got to take with him on a clipboard. He has to take photos before and after of jobs. He has to get clients' signatures when he discusses changes with them and that they've agreed to. No more verbal agreements.
Wow.
And it's just to say that this one customer has caused us so much grief that the other 149 customers who were absolutely lovely to deal with have to suffer now. Every customer going forward has to go through these policies and
Sad.
procedures because this one customer has caused us such a hassle, such a problem, that we have to protect ourselves. We have no choice.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
That's
I can
exactly
totally see
what
that.
Well, that's exactly what my point is, that human beings,
Suck
many of them,
sometimes.
not all of them, many of them suck.
I
They're-
understand.
But you know what?
Dicks,
It's not.
right?
It's not a lot. Like I have my own business now too, and I charge people for voiceovers. I deliver the voiceover, and then I send the invoice. Well, some voice actors make people pay a 50% deposit up front just in case they don't
Yep.
pay
Of
at
course.
the end. I've only ever had one person not pay me, and it was such a small amount, it didn't even really matter. But everybody else has paid me. Some are late, but they've all paid. Everybody has paid. So I think it's, yeah, I mean, you can develop these policies, and I think it's probably good, especially if you're going to someone's house and there's liability issues. I don't need that, because I'm just, if I do the work and I don't get paid, then I guess I'm out. But I could develop policies. So I understand. I get it.
Oh, I
But
completely
it's such
understand.
a
Told you.
small number
Told
of people. Most people are good. Most people and most of the clients that
I don't
I have
believe that
had have been
anymore.
great.
I
And
don't
I have
believe
clients
that
from all over the world.
I don't believe that most people are good.
I do. I
think
think
The
70
title of a Luke Bryan song. Come on.
75% maybe. 75. Maybe 65.
Well, that's most.
Yeah, okay. More than, yeah.
in my experience with my clients, they've all been fine.
Okay.
I understand, Jen, and I understand the policies of this indoor playground and what you have to do with your husband and your company. I get it. I just didn't like it so in my face.
Okay.
It took over
I think
from the kids
if
having
in
fun,
her
that's all.
business they're going to someone's house, like there's liability issues, they're doing work there, whatever.
Yeah.
Yours is a little different, because they're just like, we're going to charge
Yeah.
you all these things for stealing all this. Clearly somebody has stolen all that stuff before.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
thank
But-
you, though, for the message. That was
Oh,
Yes.
goodness.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love
Thank you
that.
for listening.
Awesome.
And
Thank
Awesome.
you, Jem.
yeah, really nice to have the voice memo. So
Yeah.
we could, it sounds more,
Sure.
I don't know, in
Well, we
touch
can talk
with
more
us.
about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, now to Scotty then, I suppose. I'm assuming this is going to take a slightly different tone.
Okay. We'll see.
We don't know for sure.
All right.
I just had a comment about this week's episode talking about eclipse sickness. I'm not so sure about that, but why does everyone get excited about an eclipse? But if I go and tell a group of people about, the glowing ring around Uranus, they get all upset, run away, and call the police.
Yeah. Okay. Scotty, thank you.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
joke
that's
never
not-
gets old.
Yeah.
Never. No,
I don't think
that's
I would
fine.
love that.
Thanks, Scotty. Yeah. If you hadn't done it, one of us would have. So
Right.
That's
That's
fine.
true.
Thank you.
There's
Yeah.
there's two others here, but maybe we'll save them.
Save
Oh
them
my
for later.
gosh, so
I think that would be.